Whoops. So I guess it's about that time. Here it is, guys, the end of the year. It is now December 16th, and this year is now winding down to almost oblivion. Well, not really oblivion, it's moving on to another year, but as this year winds down, and I am sitting here, and I have just done a couple of videos, I have decided that I was also going to do a reflection video, basically in lieu of Vlogmas, which all of my good blog friends have been doing this year, and I just never jumped on that bandwagon because I'm kind of just impractical that way. I just don't, it sounds like a great idea and I think I want to do it, and then when it all comes down to it, there's some obstacle in the way and I end up not doing it, and kind of just start saying to myself, really, what is so interesting that you could possibly want to videotape about it every day? So in lieu of that, I decided I was going to make a reflections video and just talk to you candidly about the past year and, you know, kind of give you back a little bit of just my appreciation for my subscribers and people that I've met through my blog and, well, not my blog, my pages and YouTube, mostly YouTube. I mean, what would we be without YouTube? It's gotten to the point that I think this is the only way we communicate these days is through YouTube. It's an amazing thing that you can make a video and show it to people and people actually watch it and take the time, and then they decide that, you know, they really want to know more about you, and, you know, bam, there it is, a subscriber. So I don't really look at it that way. I kind of just look at it as I'm giving you pieces of information about things that I'm interested in, and also just stuff about me in random ways that they happen. And, you know, if you guys like it, you do this, and if you don't, you do that, or you make a comment, or you know, message me on Facebook, or what have you. So I have my music going on because for some reason I can't seem to talk comfortably without some kind of background noise or something that's giving me a little bit of confidence. So if you hear anything, it's basically my radio that's blasting 80s music as it would on any other day. And outside, there's a guy that must have either broke down because he's been sitting in front of my driveway for the past hour just revving his engine, and there's somebody now that's got, you know, cables hooked up to his engine, and I guess they're trying to jump the car, so that's going on. And let's see what else is going on. Of course, as I finished shooting videos, you know, I had the house to myself, it was quiet, I felt really good, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this vlog, and what happens? Yeah, somebody comes home and it throws me completely off. But you know what? I said I have to stop doing this. I am the worst procrastinator there ever was. In fact, if I can give it, you know, if I can give it more time, I will continuously give it more time, and then give you a good reason why I'm giving it more time not to do something, just to say that, you know, maybe today is not the day, maybe I'm just not in the right frame of mind, but fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. So, this past year, I have to say, this past year has been kind of more of a learning experience and more of an opening my eyes, and I think more or less I opened up a lot more as far as my world is concerned out there than ever before, because I've never really been the one that really wants to, like, throw everything out there. And I mean, it's been done before in my life where I just tell people stuff and confide in people, and then you have that stuff thrown right back at you, and yeah, what's the point of all that? So, you know, I think this year I did more than just the simple beauty and the simple just reviews and, you know, all that stuff you can do on a daily basis anytime. I think now I made more connections with people. I actually met you know, a person from YouTube. I mean, how unbelievable is that? That you can actually meet a person through just videos you're doing, and then all of a sudden you create this wonderful friendship. And, you know, I'm not really that person that has 1,000 friends around me, believe it or not. I mean, you've seen my best friend, you know how we are. We're goofy, we're dorky, we do all that, and, you know, that's the way it is. There's not 100 people around me all the time. I don't have, like, you know, this ongoing, wonderful, crazy, interesting life. I just have the life that's in my little box, in my little room. And sometimes I take you on that trip with me, and sometimes I think, maybe not a good idea. But I just want to let you guys know that I have been so just unbelievably just blown with my mind with the kind of people I have met this year due to YouTube and my sample swaps shop page. Who would have thunk it? I mean, the idea came to me one day, and I kind of just, you know, cornered a few people that I knew on Facebook, and I kind of asked them what they thought of the idea, and a lot of them said, hey, that sounds like a good idea, and if you think that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. And some of them were like, well, I don't really get it, and what would you do with that? And so I just threw caution to the wind, and I created the sample swap shop page, and I had no idea that it was going to develop what it has developed, and not so much just the great stuff. I mean, let's be candid here. Yeah, I got some really great stuff this year. And if you go back to any of my videos, I'm appreciative about every single thing I've gotten, even the things that I really could not, you know, use or do without. But, you know, just for the fact of just the fun of it, for the fact of the unity of it, for the fact of getting to know people that I've never met before, learning new things about new products and, you know, and companies and stuff like that. It just opened up this other world to me that I was not aware of. And what it really did is give me back things I can't describe on a normal basis. Like in my real life, like out there, I don't have these types of relationships. I don't have these types of friends. You know, I kind of keep it down to my one best friend, and then there's people that have known me for years and years and years, and they still don't get a gist of who I am. And it's amazing that you meet these people through YouTube and through your pages, and all of a sudden you create this bond with them, and they become just friends that you wish you had around you all the time. And I've been very lucky to have that happen for me this year. So, of course, I mean, I can go through the line and list of people that I am grateful for and really happy that I met and made friends with. First at that list is Nikki. Nikki was like one of the first people I ever made friends with off of YouTube. I mean, and we've never met. We've only communicated through YouTube videos and Facebook and, you know, and that kind of stuff, and swaps that we've done. And she is just one of the most wonderful people I've ever met. I adore her completely. Her videos always help me. They always make me laugh. She inspires me to make videos. She has from the very get-go when I started my channel. And to that, my dear friend Nikki, I thank you. And then, of course, you guys are going to get sick of hearing about her, but there's Liz, and I go affectionately calling her just Liz. But, you know, she's just been a rock. I mean, she's a great person on her own, and she's got all these things that she does, and she has no idea, or maybe it's not occurred to her, just really how big her impact is in this world. She's just a wonderful mom. She's a wonderful crafter. She cooks, she bakes, she gardens, she does all sorts of community things. She gives back to, you know, people in her own way. And here's a girl who has struggles and problems and issues in her life that I could only grant that I wish I could take them away for her, because she so does not deserve, you know, some of the things that have happened to her. And she's become this wonderful friend of mine that I actually got to meet, which I never ever thought that would ever happen. I mean, you don't ever foresee when you meet people on YouTube, because these days you have to be careful who you share your information with, let's be honest. And you have to be careful that they're not some crazy person that's hiding behind a screen with a knife, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't any of those types of people, and she wasn't she wasn't the type I'm used to either, you know. I mean, I have always tried to make friends with, you know, females, and throughout the years I've had some great relationships with, you know, my female friends, and then there was a lot of relationships that went very badly and very sour. And even through my difficulties trying to accept myself, and how I am with other people, she saw that, you know, she understood all that. I gave her a hard time. I'm not going to lie. I did give her a hard time. I kind of pushed her away, and that's my way of doing things. I push people away because I don't know if I'm going to fit, if they're going to fit, and if it's going to be comfortable. And sometimes it's uncomfortable when you give a lot of information and you know you did, and you never know where it's going to go, because sometimes it can stab you in the back, and I am no stranger to being stabbed in the back, let me tell you. But that hasn't happened with her, and I'm very grateful for her. So, of course, Liz, to you, I am grateful that we are friends, and I'm going to stop it there because I don't want to start the waterworks this early. And then there is Heather. Heather. I mean, I met her earlier in the year through another YouTuber, a good friend of hers and mine, Becca Robinson, which, you know, she hasn't been, you know, on her channel in quite a long time because she's been battling, you know, her own things, and we miss her. But through that, through all of that, because anything bad, something good comes out of it, Heather has been just one of the nicest people I've ever met. I mean, she's a mom. She goes above and beyond for the kids she has. She just had a little baby this year, Gracelyn. She's gorgeous. She's just, I mean, this little baby should be in Ann Getty's pictures. That's how pretty she is. And Heather has this wonderful channel. She's quirky. She's not your normal YouTube beauty guru, which is what I love about her. She's honest. She, you know, does just makeup tutorials in her bathroom, in her, you know, wherever she can grab a corner where the kids aren't, you know, and sometimes the kids are there and they add a little bit of flavor to the whole video. But she's just a sweetheart, and again, somebody I've become close with and enjoy talking to, and enjoy. Now we kind of just do like CVS hauls, and you know, that went into like craziness, and because of her, there's Stephanie. You know, and Stephanie is another person that I think is wonderful, and she took on a lot this year, and she's, you know, an amazing person. She's got kids now in her home, and she welcomed them in with open arms, and she's, you know, she does couponing like nobody's business, and I've learned a lot from her. Jennifer, J-Bay has skyrocketed this year as far as I see. She's come out with her own freebie channel, her own freebie page. She is just like neck and neck. Watch out, Freebie Ninja, neck and neck. And yeah, I have to say, whoo, boy, let me tell you about Freebie Ninja. Yeah, he's been a real complicated cat, but you know what? He's another one. I learned a lot in my experience with him. Although sometimes Rocky will not say that it wasn't, but he's a good guy. You know, he kicks ass in freebies. He puts it all out there, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do, you do. You know, we kind of clash because we're very strong, passionate people. So, you know, sometimes we have disagreements, but I think we really, deep down, we really have a little bond going, and he's a good guy, and I wouldn't have met him either. Alicia. Alicia. Don't get me started about MsBeautifulAliciaContreras. She just amazes me. Her whole entire journey amazes me. She went through gastro bypass surgery earlier this year, and just every day told you about it, showed you the process, everything, before, after, during. She just puts herself out there and tells people, I don't care. You know, I'm me. I'm doing my thing. Her journey is amazing. She's losing weight. She's gaining confidence. She's giving you all of her uncandid, you know, stripped down her. And she's such a warm-hearted individual. One of the most warmest people you'll ever meet. She is like a huge hug that you need in times of just shit, okay? Bottom line, she is. And she makes you laugh, and she makes you feel like, you know, you've got like a person, like an angel on your shoulder, kind of just watching out for you. And I can't say more about that because, again, I'm getting teary-eyed again. This is another thing that happens. You people are making me so emotional. And let's not forget how much they all like to make me look like, look like the fool. I mean, I'm constantly getting stuff sent to me that makes me react to stuff, or I'm tripping over my words, or I'm tripping, or I'm, doing the weirdest things that I would never ever choose to do if I didn't know that there were people out there that really cared enough to watch. And I don't mean just the people I made friends with. I mean, you guys just are so warm and so loving and so, you're all like a family. And I'm just really grateful that I broke out of my hardcore shell to open up my life a little bit and allow you guys into it. And I want to keep doing that. I don't want to make promises because I'm not good at making promises, especially when it comes to my life. My life is a series of just, tests sometimes. It's like, will I go this way? Will I go that way? I just want to be relevant, and I want to be, just somebody that just, moves you, or I don't even know what I'm trying to say. So not to get off the topic of just all this stuff, it's been a very growthful year, for me. I've realized that sometimes you need to remove certain people out of your life, and that's always been a hard one for me, because even the worst people that have treated me like a dog, I've always given chance after chance after chance, because no matter how much I'll say, oh, that's it, I'm done, I kind of just, okay, benefit of the doubt, and this might have been the case, that might have been the case. And this year, I almost feel like I just sealed that and kind of just said, okay, if this is the way people are going to treat me, no more. And it has happened with very close people that were friends of mine for years and years, people that are part family, that, basically when you come down to it, if they're not supporting you, if they're not uplifting you, if they're not giving you, just the truth about themselves, then they don't belong there. And that's what I've had to realize, that some people just don't belong there. And I've had to forgive some people this year too. I've had to kind of, break down my own wall that I didn't let, close relatives in my life because of things they've said, things they've hurt me with. And I've allowed that to kind of just make me shut down, which I don't want. And I think that's also a series of reasons why I stopped doing certain things, and why I've doubted myself, and why it sometimes takes a little bit of a jolt to pick me back up. But I think that's what we all go through. I mean, sometimes you go through something hard and you don't know how you're going to get through it, and you keep telling yourself, why is this happening, or, I'm never going to deal with this again, or I'm not going to do this the same way again. And somehow you get through it without even realizing it. And along the way, you can't recall how you did it. Really? Yeah, no. You can't recall how you did it, but it's been done, and you realized how much you grew through it. And I think sometimes I kind of miss that point. Like, I'll go through something and I'll go, what was all of that for? And I'll miss the point of what I really came out with it. And what I came out with it is self-respect, a little bit of dignity, a little bit of just saying enough and moving on from there. And I may not do it the right way. I may not plan things the right way. I may not respond to things the right way. But you know what? All in all, I know, bottom line, that anything I've ever done or tried to do had good intentions behind it, or was done in a way to prevent things from getting any worse. And that is where I learned. It may not have been what I'm used to. It may have made me uncomfortable, but it also gave me something that I can say, you know what, I chose to go a different way than I usually would, and this is the result. And I think what drives me the most is my daughter. She's my life. That's it. She is my buddy, she's my girl, she's my, you know, she's my second half. I mean, and I mean that immediately, as far as like everything that, you know, she goes through, I go through. And I think when it comes to me going through stuff, she goes through it too in kind of a different way. And I have to teach her. And sometimes I'm not that kind of a teacher where I can say, this is the way you do things, because I don't know how to express everything I want her to know. But I think she's grown and matured and has seen a lot too, where now she's realizing that, you know, as she's getting older, the world gets a little bit more difficult and people get a little bit more difficult. And sometimes it sucks, and sometimes you realize the people that really do matter. And that's how I want her to know when she grows up in her own adult life, that there are people that are going to be behind you and support you 100%, and then there are going to be people that doubt you, and those people you don't need. I don't need the doubters. I don't need the ones that question who I am. I don't need the ones that put me down for what I am, and I certainly don't need the ones that will decide that they think they're going to fool me into believing that they are there for my benefit. Not going to happen again. I've had a very hard thing happen to me this year where I've had to step down from doing something I enjoy doing on the basis of rumor, stupidity, misunderstanding, miscommunication, however you want to put it. It doesn't matter how it's colored, it all comes out the same. And unfortunately I made that choice because I didn't want it to turn into something ugly, potentially ugly. And even though I'm hurt by it and I'm affected by it, I know that I can detour my daughter and give her something better, possibly, or give her the choice to do something else the way she wants to do it instead of me driving it behind her. And the person that was involved, I'm not surprised. I'm also not going to allow it to affect me the way it used to. And as much as it hurt me, because more or less it took away something from me, it also gave me something else. It gave me the better knowledge of knowing that I will never trust this person again. Moving on from that, reflection over this year, just, you know, I've gotten really into the acting this year. The acting has been there. It's been fun. It's been a little bit of a pain in the ass. It's just, it is what it is, you know. And you know, again, I've had friends through that. I mean, I can't ask for better people that I've met through there or that I've become close with, and some that I didn't come close with, but I've experienced, and they gave me something and I gave them something. And you know, whether we become friends in life again or not, you'll always carry them, you know, for the time you've had with them, just like anything else. Yeah, I mean, there really wasn't so much. Oh, my best friend. Oh, my best friend. I'm so just above and beyond proud of my best friend. He is just come such a long way, and if you knew the backstory about him, you would understand what I'm talking about. But to really kind of wrap it up, he had a very rough last couple of years. You know, at some point he was living in the streets. I mean, living in his car. And, you know, a couple of years later, he has secured his apartment. He has a job right now. He's doing better mentally. Physically, he also had some complications earlier last year and the beginning of this year that he came through. And as a person, he's matured. And as a person, he's just, I mean, again, you guys have seen in videos, he's hysterical, he's funny, he's adorable, he's loving, he's sweet, and he is just anything anyone could ever ask for in a best friend. So, again, very grateful for him in my life. He's great to my daughter, he's good to my family likes him, and couldn't ask for anything better as far as that's concerned. There's that phone again. Always the phone. And I have to be really grateful for all of my interruptions this year. the phones, the consistent ringing of phones, the text messages, the, you know, the weird notification sounds. Yeah, I'm just going on a tangent here. Anyway, so I really, and that happening, that's always good. So really, to wrap it all up, 2013 was a year of learning and a year of growth, I think, and a year of giving a little bit more of myself than I was used to, and receiving a little bit more than I was used to. And I just want to let everybody know, subscribers, non-subscribers, somebody who's come here for the first time and is just watching this video out of sheer boredom and going, what is she rambling about? That I'm just happy that you guys are here, that I'm here, and that you guys came into my life, that you guys share it, and I want to hopefully make next year just as entertaining, just as much fun, just as much candidly open as I possibly can be. And I hope you guys will do the same. So that is it for my reflection. Call it what you want. This is my way of doing a Vlogmas. I know I haven't been really great about my Kali Vlog page. That's another thing. I've been, ever since I opened it up, I was kind of like, now what do I do? You know, but I'm happy that I was able to do this, and hopefully it will inspire more future videos as far as vlogs are concerned. But of course, there is still my cauliflower page where my other madness goes on, my hauls, my reviews, my freebies, my swaps, all that stuff. Oh, and that's another thing, I have to say this too. My swaps, as far as all of you people out there, and I forgot to mention a few of you, again, Amanda, especially Amanda. The swaps have been unbelievable. You guys have gone above and beyond. You really, I mean, I'm very touched by, you know, you guys send stuff for my daughter. You've sent stuff, you know, just because, you know, the things that you sent me just to make me laugh or just to get a reaction out of me. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better as far as that's concerned. And I really, 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 really wanted to continue. I hope we double in size next year. I hope samples get better, you know, swaps get better. I hope you guys get better so you're able to do swaps. I know things have gotten hectic in life, and we all have problems, you know, with money, financial stuff. I get it, so I understand why. But Sample Swap Shop, really, we're not, you know, it's not about what you know, how much money you make or what you don't make or whatever it is. It's about just sharing with people, you know, and connecting with people, and I couldn't have asked for a better, you know, a better result this year. So I want to thank you guys for everything, and hopefully we have a great 2014.